Okay, we're holding Mishna Berura 252. Aleph, we're holding Bayom v'lo b'laylo. You take the lulav, the dalamim during the day, not the chsiv v'lkachtum l'chem bayom harishon. Bayom v'lo b'laylo. It's Gemara. Chal yom kosher. The Gemara says in Sukkah, that person goes into Sukkah, first day of Sukkah, you say one bracha. That one bracha covers you all 7 days. But if a person says the bracha on the lulav the first day, and he has mine the second day, and he holds it continuously, comes the next day, you have to say another bracha. Why? So the Gemara says, because the night separates from one day to the next day. But here it's just a one, like Yom HaRichter. It's like one extensive period, 7-day period. Okay? Chol Yom Kosher, v'im lo netodo ad bein hashmoshos. No. He did not take the lulav until during the twilight periods, between Shki and Tzeis HaKochavim. V'yom Rishon M'chuyev vos litlo. If it's the first day, it's a doraisa. The sveika doraisa l'chumah. Sveika doraisa will believe brocha, right? But without a brocha, the brocha same drabon. We say brocha brocha l'hokel. V'achronim iskimu d'b'shar yomim afshu drabonan gabki nochad litlo. He says even though we say sovik drabon l'kul, even on the taking of the lulav, but he says if you can take it, it's the right thing to take it. Why? Bein bo tircha. Because there's no great effort. It's just picking it up without a bracha. But you have to be careful by habit. The person can say the brachas, that you have to be careful not to say it. But if he had taken it earlier, he shouldn't have taken it that early. The Ma'abr Shach Yomam, because factually, Amud HaShach is Yomama. It's daytime. They she'ena kol bikiyin, both is quoting the Gemara. Tzrichin lahamtiran netzachama. Since it's not clear, since it's dark, people could mistakenly think it's day, it's really night. So therefore, to be safe, you wait till sunrise. Because sunrise is definitely, it's clear it's day. Bayan leo simin peites ber alocho. Fidas kamachronimi nikra mrashach acher pneim. We mentioned this the other day. At exactly dawn, it's pitch black out. Meaning why? I mean, what you see is, when you fly on a plane, you can see it. You see like a pencil-thin line of light at the base of the horizon. But the rays don't come up at all. As the sun rises, so the rays come over the horizon. It has to come up over the horizon slightly. But if it's just at the base of the horizon, many Achronim say, it's not day yet. Even though it's called dawn, but dawn means, regarding halacha, you have to have some, it has to illuminate to some degree. Even though it's still, the sky's still dark, but you already see the rays coming up. It may take just a few moments for that to happen. But if it's too early, you're not Yotzei. That's what he's bringing down here. So it's the same thing. No, the same thing. It says, person's Yotzei L'derech, you're permitted to say, wait, you're not letting me talk. If a person is Yotzei L'derech, you're going to Australia, and you have to daven right at, you're permitted to daven at Amud HaShachar. So that's where they discuss it. What does it mean davening at Amud HaShachar? If you only see the pencil line light, it's too early. Even then, you're not Yotzei, regardless whether Yotzei L'derech, whether you're traveling or not traveling. You have to wait a little bit for those rays to come up over the horizon. No, that's not, of course. We're talking about post facto if he did take it. He's talking about the evidence if he took it a Yotzei. No, that's L'chat Chila. If you have to go on a trip, that's L'chat Chila. Mechaber says, that's the Mishnah. That's Yotzei L'derech. Here we're talking about it's not Yotzei L'derech. And you take it a Yotzei. So we're saying, even if you Yotzei, it's not exactly at Amud HaShachar, it has to be slightly after Amud HaShachar. That's what we're talking about.
So when you look in the apps on the iPhone, and it says Amud HaShachar, and you sort of think that's when I can start. That's not correct.
It's incorrect.
Is there a rule of thumb about how much time you need to wait?
It's probably about 2 minutes afterwards.
Oh, so it's quick.
First of all, whenever it says Amud HaShachar, that's only to figure out when Netzacham is.
Because I said it.
Well, no, but it's always to figure out what's a Yakir, because usually Amud HaShachar has no relevance, right? You're not permitted to put his talsa and tefillin until it's Yakir. So I said that's an argument with Rav Moshe and Rav Henkin. Is it 45 minutes before sunrise? or an hour. But nets is usually, Amud Hashach is 72 minutes before. Right, so it's an hour before, or is it 45 minutes before?
This is the standard one I use. Every day. That's how they present it.
I hear.
Which one?
Not sure. I'm not sure if a person is traveling, if you want to say Shmones exactly at that moment, if that moment is the moment, slightly, exactly at that moment.
It's a little too early.
Maybe a minute too early. Alot Shachar. No, that's night. That's nighttime. This is morning. This is the morning. Morning. The argument is how late do you go, not how early. No, better review the Mishnah. Review the Mishnah. Okay. Look, if you have Howard as a chavros, how could I disagree with you? Okay. B'shas Halil, but the Mechaber says the main mitzvah of lulav is to take it during Halil. Because there we wave it or hodu l'Hashem kitov, and on Hashem Moshiano, ksas min hajim nogen levorech halulav b'netzachamo, b'toch hasukim naneh. We mentioned this earlier. So Zohar, the people who are the medaktikim, they say the bracha at nets in the sukkah. Akach b'shasel v'namno. That's we do it. Usually, very often we say the bracha at home, even not in the sukkah. Get to shul. Then you say you wave it during the holiday, right? Unless you're in a rush, people you rush, so you wait till. That's what he's saying. But yeah, good. Then you wave it again when you say holiday. No, but he's saying the people who are mahadrim, they do it in the sukkah at Netzachama, at sunrise. So you're not davening. You're just saying the bracha on the lulav. Note l'misho she'amur b'shas she'ola amur hashach ap pi she'ach kach yikra halu below lulav tzorch lanei b'shos she'noto. He says even though the main nuim, the nanuim, the waving is halil, nevertheless when you take it initially and you're not going to have lulav, you should wave it when you take the mitzvah. Gam b'shas hatfilo says those who were medaktikim, they would actually hold a lulav throughout the day, from the time they went into shul, and even during tefillah. So it's difficult. It's a Mishnah. The Mishnah says that when you say Shemon Esrei, you shouldn't hold anything. You shouldn't hold your purse. You shouldn't hold a dish. You shouldn't hold your purse in your hand, because it's a distraction. Because the sitter said, well, you have no choice. But again, anything which enhances your tefillah, which is not a distraction, that here we're speaking. So here, why is he holding the lulav? Because it's an enhancement. He feels more attached. See, if you what you're holding has no relevance to what you're doing. So by thinking about that, having your mind on it, that's a distraction from what you're doing. Mm-hmm. But when you hold a lulav or a siddur, right? The siddur has relevance to what you're doing. Therefore, you don't think about it. What does a purse have to do? You're holding your purse, or you're holding an object. There's no relevance to what you're doing. Therefore, that's a distraction. We'll see. Api she'os l'harsir shum dov b'shas tefilo hocha kevli koso mitzlo mitzvah. Since the actual taking is a mitzvah, that's not considered. It's not a distraction. It's an enhancement. Hine the Gemara Isash can hoyosen anchi Yerushalayim or your Adam yotzi mi beiso v'lul v'yodo. It was the custom of people in Yerushalayim when he would leave his house, he would kari kriya shema mispal v'lul v'yodo. Today you should not do it. Who do you think you are? It's like it's displaying. It's a display of arrogance. Unless he's somebody who's known and renowned in this area, that he does everything in a special way, so it's not seen as, people won't say, who does he think he is? It's like these people. They. At one time, the only person who would go with his head covered with a talus would be a person who's a Talmud Chacham. Right? Most people wore hats. In the old days, people wore hats. They wore a talis, you wore a hat. Everybody. During davening. I mean, a married person. People who were married, unless you were yeki, you would watch, you would wear a talis, and the person wore a hat during davening. Then today, it's very prevalent people cover their heads. Because at one time, the only people who covered their heads were Talmidei Chachamim. All of a sudden, the person becomes, he's fervent in his tefillah, he covers his head. What do people say? Who does he think he is? It's more than what do you think? What is he, a Talmid Chacham? He doesn't. What does he look at his behavior? It's the same thing. Since it was only the custom of today, one time everybody in Yerushalayim, that was the minhag. Right? Like today, it rains. Everybody wears a meal. Right? You don't look here out of sync. You don't look. Everybody wears this thing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this facetiously. Okay? Same thing. So he says today would be the Mishna Berura, the halach is it's a Ramah. Today it's less, but the tzitzis, the hole in the corner of the Arba Canvas, has one hole. It's cited as an opinion you have two holes and you put the strings through both holes. Lubavitches have, Chabad has two. So he says, the Mishna Berura says over there, maybe the Ramah, it's Merzikura. You should only have one hole. Good looks, it's arrogance. I mean, you want to fulfill that position, that maybe you're not Yossi. In every mitzvah you do it so perfectly. So therefore, you shouldn't wear it because it's merzikura. It looks like arrogance. It's a display of arrogance. Today, it's so common. You go to a bookstore and say, this is the only thing we have. You buy it. But at one time, people they made their own tzitzis. So why does it have two? Not one, because you want to be machmir. Today, people don't look at it that way any longer. Yeah, first they wear it in your pants anyway, the corner. Even people wear their tzitzis out. But by Hasidim, they wear the beged above their shirts or above their whatevers, so that you see it. Okay? Because it's cited that if a person covers his head when he davens, it encourages Yirah Shamayim. Somebody once says, Rav Chaim Kanevsky, how long, people have different customs when they keep their, everybody who wears the talis covers his head during Shemona Esrei. What about during Kriya Shema? What about during Ashrei Volitzion? Should you keep your head covered? No, you don't. You take the talis off your head, right? So he says so. Most people who cover their heads, usually they're different. Some cover their head from Yishtabach through Shemona Esrei, and then they take it off for Chazor Sashatz. Other people keep it until Olmeinu. So the answer of Chaim Kanevsky says, since wearing the talis on your head encourages Yirah Shamayim, you should keep your head covered as long as you could. That's what Chaim Kanevsky says. I mean, a Jew wears a yarmulke also. That's only to show reverence to Hashem. We don't go with bareheaded in the presence of, but covering your head with a talis is more than that. It's Yirah Shamayim. That's the reason. Some people, they don't even cover their heads for a Kriya Shema. They don't. I'm not talking about people who don't. Sometimes you go, person thinks he's whatever it is. This is the person who he has a safe in the middle of Kriya Shema. He's looking in a safer. He's such a masmid. Even during Kriya Shema, he has to look in a safer. Between the sentences. You better ask him. I don't know. I'll get you his email number. Kriyas Torah. Right. No, I do it because it's just, I have to call out, have to look around, it's just easier for me. That's the reason. What? No, that's different. No, that's not. Yeah. It depends how I feel. Let's say the air conditioning is not working. During Kriyas Torah. During Shemona Esrei and Kriya Shema or a Psikhism, I keep my head covered regardless how hot it is. But Kriyas Torah, it's like an added value. So then I would take it off. I usually keep it. Or sometimes it interferes. You can't hear the Balkorius, his voice is not that loud. So I uncover my head to be able to hear Kriyas Torah. Yeah. No, but it's better. It's better to have it, but if it interferes, okay, so then you don't do it. If you're not, if they see you as themselves, then you shouldn't. But again, sometimes certain things are. If the halacha is during Shemona Esrei, it's the right thing to cover your head. And you're standing before Hashem. I mean, it's an audience, right? Because other people look at you. They look at you. Let's say by your behavior, you're engendering lashon hara, or negative feeling. You're doing the wrong thing. Well, but it's me. You understand? But you're creating a problem. Yeah. Okay, let's see the Chosei.
Sometimes you see that on Shabbos after Musa, Kiddush said Musa, people put their heads on.
What?
People put their heads on Shabbos after Musa Kiddush.
What are they? That's a Hasidic thing. Hasidic thing. The person puts a shrine on. So the other people do it because they're following the Rebbe.
This is such an interesting concept that, where there's this idea of doing the mitzvah, and you dumb down the mitzvah.
It's not Hiddur mitzvah. That's not Hiddur mitzvah. It's not Hiddur mitzvah. It's not Hiddur. Hiddur mitzvah is something, it's made of one material and you get a better quality material. Right? You pay more for something. Here, this is a chumrah. You're doing something extra, but it's not really because there's such a position. But if it's looked upon in a certain way, let's say you're flaunting your wealth because you can afford it, then maybe you shouldn't do it, even for Hiddur mitzvah. Because it's seen sufficiently in this group, that's sufficient. You shouldn't do it. Okay.